Hey everyone in the VC, it's Matt, and just checking in to do a response video, contest entry actually for Mark P. It's 500 subscribers contest, which I'd seen a week or two ago and meant to do a response, and to be honest, I just got busy and forgot all about it, but I saw me and Mr. Mayo did a response this morning that reminded me of it, so thought I would jump in and uh, do my response. So 7 questions I think it is, and we'll get right to it. So Mark had asked, first question was to show your favorite box set. I'm going to show a few of them. I couldn't really make up my mind, but really, I guess my answer would be, my favorite would be the Beatles mono vinyl set, but that's been shown a lot and it's kind of a boring answer. And I also thought of the Christmas singles that came out, the little box set for the fan club singles, but Joe had just shown those, so I don't want to repeat that. But I'll show a few that are I'm a big fan of. Keeping in the Christmas tradition here, Silver and Gold, Sufjan Stevens. This is his second collection of Christmas albums. There's a story behind this. I think I've talked about this box before on an older video, and maybe I will again in the future, but since I'm going to show a few box sets here, I don't want to spend too much time on any one, but these are just some great, some of them original, some of them are covers of Christmas songs that came out. This came out about 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a heavy box set. It's full of the albums, and it's got booklets and posters and all sorts of fun goodies in there, and it's fun to play every Christmas. So Sufjan Stevens, that's one of those. I'm going to cheat a little. This is a CD set, and I don't know if this is actually a box set because it's a book, and it's got CDs in, well, back here, and it's a 4 CD set, and this is called Love is the Song We Sing, San Francisco Nuggets from 1965 to 1970, and this is kind of a companion to the Nuggets set that came out way back in the 70s, and then was re-released in the 90s, I think, on CD, and it's just a bunch of San Francisco artists from 65 to 70. And the thing about it is there's some familiar songs on here. There's bands that you're going to know, like Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane. Sly and the Family Stone are on here, and quite a few that It's a Beautiful Day and so forth, Janis Joplin. But there's quite a few that are not as well known, and quite a few song selections by the well-known bands that are not the more well-known hits. But it's a great set. There's really not a bad song on here, over 4 CDs, and it's just a great set of music from California, San Francisco for that period of time. This is John Lennon's Imagine box set. It was a Record Store Day release about, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. It's got the album, and it's got a second album of outtakes, and there's a poster in here. Just a nice box set, and one of the albums is on white vinyl. Kind of a fun set. Can't leave out Joe's favorite band, the Beach Boys Smile box set. I think I did I've shown this before, but you open this, it's got albums, CDs, 2 replica 45 picture sleeves with the 45s, a book, and just a ton of stuff. It's got the double album, and then here's a book with, I don't remember how many CDs are in here, but quite a few, and you can just listen to all the outtakes from Smile. There's 4 CDs in there, and just a ton of Beach Boys stuff, and just a great box set of the great album that never was. And almost done with the box sets, but I wanted to show a couple of more that I don't know that I've shown these before. They don't get shown too much. This is the 13th Floor Elevators. This is the album vinyl box set, and this is the CD box set, which had come out a year before that, and both of these have a ton of extras in them, books and posters, and I think there's stickers and a couple of 45s, and just all the 13th floor elevator stuff. So, which is a good band from the 60s. Everybody knows You're Gonna Miss Me is a big hit, but they actually have quite a few other good songs. And so, anyway, that's box sets. I kind of went overboard on that. And I've also got Pure McCartney, which you did a video on. Unfortunately, I don't have the George Harrison album box set, but anyway, favorite album by your favorite artist is number 2. This is, in my opinion, the best album of all time, and that's not the right one. I'm afraid I'm going to copy Joe on this, and I've used this as my favorite album of all time on several videos. Basically for the reasons Joe said, it just packs a punch from beginning to end. It has some of my absolute favorite Lennon vocals ever on several of these songs. You Really Gotta Hold On Me, You Can't Do That, Money, Please Mr. Postman, I Call Your Name. It's just rock and roll from start to finish. It's kind of like Joe said, it's their Motown R&B album. Great covers, great originals. Of course, you got She Loves You and several things, I'll Get You and so forth. This has long been my favorite album of all time. It's just perfect from beginning to end, and I think the whole album's like 22 minutes long. Anyway, oldest record. Okay. And one of them I couldn't find in my, if I kept looking, I guess I could find it, but I've got a soundtrack to the movie Picnic, which is a 1950s movie that I actually got at a garage sale or at an antique store. A lady knew me and just gave it to me. Now, I've never played it, but that's from the 50s, so I guess that's technically the oldest record that I have date-wise. But this is, and I've shown this before, see the record coming out there. This is my brother's copy of Revolver that he bought when it was brand new back in 1966. And actually, the record's not in too bad a shape. It's still playable, but I've got other copies that I play when I want to listen to it. But it's this is a stereo copy, but it's an original, probably a first pressing, because I imagine he picked it up when it came out. He had a lot of Beatles records. So that would be oldest record. Newest record, and like Joe, I wasn't sure if you meant newest, most current released, or newest record as in the last record you bought. So on account of that, I did both. And so the most newest, as far as latest chronologically released albums, I bought these a couple of weeks ago. Both of these came out in 2017. Ray Davies' solo album Americana, which I haven't listened to yet. I've heard Poetry, one of the songs is pretty good. I haven't heard the rest of this album. The other one is Paul Weller, The Jam, my third favorite band of all time. His latest solo album, also from 2017. Really good, strong record, great record. And same time I got that, because I got those off Amazon, I got this big 40-pound deal. So, but the newest record in terms of the last record that I bought, I actually bought a record yesterday. I went by Record Town, their record store that's been in Fort Worth since about 1949 or 50, always in the same location. Sadly, person that owns the building tripled their rent, so they're going to have to move after 70, 60, whatever it is, years. They're still going to be in business, but they're moving down the street. But sad to see a landmark like that go. I'm sure they'll replace it with something idiotic like a Starbucks or something. But I went in there yesterday and picked up this for $3, and it's one of the Elvis albums that I was missing out of my collection. That's course, Mean Mr. Mayo Joe, that's his favorite Elvis. Most bizarre record, I've kind of struggled with this one, wasn't sure, but I finally just settled on this limited edition Secret Stash label record of Soviet funk that I got about 8 or 9 years ago. And so it's Soviet musicians back in the Cold War days making funk music. I think this is on colored vinyl. I should have pulled it out, but I listened to this a couple of times. It sounds more like jazz than funk to me. It's actually kind of a boring record, but I guess that's kind of a strange record. I don't know. Guilty pleasure. Oh man, most bizarre too. This, I don't know how bizarre this is or not, but I got that in a garage sale for $1 a few years back. Doris Day double album. Played it once or twice. It's actually not half bad in a okay sort of way. Guilty pleasure is like everyone's probably saying, I like what I like, and so I don't consider anything a guilty pleasure. I have a couple of songs on my iPod that might be considered guilty pleasure songs, but record-wise, I'm just going to go with this just to show. This is Brian Wilson's Christmas album on vinyl. Pretty hard to find on vinyl. Not that I don't know that a Christmas record is really a guilty pleasure, but I do have like 60 or 70 Christmas albums, so maybe I go a little overboard on that. But I like Christmas records, and so I'll just, as that being representative of, I like Christmas albums, so maybe that's my guilty pleasure is Christmas music. And lastly, what do you like about Mark P's channel? Well, he's got a good, warm, inviting, easygoing delivery. I really enjoy your chats. The videos that I've seen for the McCartney box set and the Harrison box set and some of the others are informative and entertaining and fun, and so you do a really good job. And just you're overall just another good addition to the VC. So that's what I got, and I don't know if the deadline for this contest is passed or not. I really just wanted to make an entry either way, so I hope you get a lot more subscribers and hope everyone's doing well, and we'll talk to you all later.